children ages 5 to 11 may be able to get COVID vaccines as soon as tomorrow. That's because an independent CDC advisory panel will meet this morning to consider authorizing Pfizer's pediatric vaccine. It would then be up to CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky to give the final A-OK for some 28 million American kids to get vaccinated. But here's the thing. Only 27% of parents say they will vaccinate their kids right away. Another third say they'll wait and see how it's working before making a decision. And another third say they will definitely not vaccinate their kids at all. But even families who want the vaccine face another challenge. Oh, it's a classic one, fear of needles. Senior medical correspondent Dr. Narula is here to show us how one program uses science and technology to help families reduce their fear and anxiety. Can they do that, Tara? Please help us.
They can, Gayle King. Yes. Good morning to all of you.
I'm listening with both ears. No, I'm scared.
An estimated 63% of children are afraid of needles, and so are many of their parents. One study found the fear is so bad, some kids avoid routine vaccines. But as I learned, there are proven strategies to reduce pain and give kids more control over the vaccination process.
Azariah Bannister likes to think he's got superpowers. But when it comes to getting his upcoming flu shot, he needs a little help.
Your smart brain knows that signal isn't important to you right now.
Meet Super Meg, a chatbot that helps kids overcome their fears about needles.
They are doing the poke to help you be healthy.
Created by the Meg Foundation, a nonprofit focused on pain management, Super Meg guides 9-year-old Azariah through the vaccine process.
Everyone does better when they know what to expect.
Teaching him breathing and distraction techniques, so when he arrives at Inova Children's Hospital in Virginia,
do you want to look, or do you want to look away or look at Mom?
Azariah is ready.
All right. All done.
I took a deep breath and looked away.
Science shows the source of pain lies in the brain.
Pain is not just about the needle going in the skin, it's about the anxiety.
Jody Thomas is a pediatric psychologist and CEO of the Meg Foundation.
Again, kids often feel like they don't have a choice to get that poke, so as much choice as we can give them. Which arm do we want that poke in? Which toy do you want to bring? Do you want to sit on my lap?
How does the debate that obviously children have been hearing from the adults around them complicate the preparation for the vaccine rollout to young children?
Kids are, of course, hearing everything. They always do. We're hearing kids talk about that they want to get this vaccination because it not only keeps themselves healthy, but it's helping take care of others. And that's an incredibly powerful message for kids. They're doing something good for the world.
You did it!
For Azariah, he plans to use his new superpowers for the next big shot, his COVID vaccine.
It's a pandemic, and it's very fatal. I don't want to get sick.
Very cute.
Cute boy, brave. I like it, yes.
Yeah. So what's so tricky here for parents is they don't want to trivialize fear of vaccines. They don't want to say, oh, you're fine, don't worry about it. But at the same time, you don't want to recognize it too much because then you can feed into it. So what's the balance? How do you find it?
Well, there are a lot of proven strategies, and you heard in the piece, one big one is really just finding ways to give your child control, to put them in the driver's seat of this process. And that starts with really making a plan, usually 1 to 2 days ahead. So as Dr. Thomas said to me, you don't want to show up and find out 2 minutes before that you have to have the biggest meeting of your life, right? You don't want to tell your kids in the parking lot, by the way, we're going to get a vaccine. So you want to think of this like game day, right? So ask them how they want to have the shot, for example. So my 9-year-old wanted to watch, my 5-year-old didn't when she got their flu vaccine. So giving them those choices is important. Language is important. So you actually heard in the piece, she specifically used the word poke and not shot.
Yes.
Also saying things like, we're going to go get some magic medicine to keep us healthy, not necessarily a vaccine.
Yes.
Then there's things you can do around
I like
the time.
using the word superpower, too.
Yeah, superhero.
Yeah,
around the
superhero.
time of the shot. So, comfort positioning, there are ways to hold your child, touch, holding hands. I know my husband likes that when he gets his flu shot. And then things like location.
Very sweet, by the way. Your husband, who's
and
a doctor.
He's a surgeon.
He's a doctor, yes.
You may not want to take your child to a mass vaccination site where there are crying kids. Maybe set up a specific appointment where they wait in the car. Maybe you get a text message when it's time to come in. Distraction. So we all know children who come home and they have bruises and you say, how did you get that? And I say, I don't know, because it's easy to ignore pain when you're focused on something else. So bringing a screen, a toy is not a bad bad idea. And then my favorite is rewards. So my mom used to do this for us when we were kids. I had no idea this was really a strategy, and now we do it for our kids because it takes their mind off of what's happening.
What's the reward? What do you do?
So we say you can go to the toy store and pick out something very small, like under $5.
I believe the other term for that is bribery.
It is a little bit of bribery.
But I like the reward. You brought Busy Beam. Not sure what he does, but I like it already. How does this work?
So it's amazing that parents don't know about this, and unfortunately it's not routine in a lot of pediatricians' offices, but this is Buzzy Bee. This is a vibrating tool that you can basically bring with you. It also has these wings that you can freeze. And so what happens is you basically turn it on, Tony, I don't know if you want to feel, but it's
Oh, yeah.
It vibrates a little
it's
bit.
gently vibrating. You put it over the site of wherever the poke is going to be for about 30 to 60 seconds. And then when they're ready to get the poke, you move it up above it, leave it on for that time when they're getting the poke. And basically the vibration causes this traffic jam of pain signals so that you don't sense the pain as much. And of course, the ice works as well. So, you know, really, really great tool. And also numbing cream. Like this is something you can buy over the counter that a lot of parents don't even know about. And put it on your child before you take them.
You're so considerate. They said Tara brought this for you.
I gave you the ladybug, and that's my favorite.
She's scared of needles, that's for sure.
Yes, and I'm keeping it too.
I bet you
all of the
are.
notes. Appreciate you, Dr. Narula.
Thank you.
You're the
Yes,
best. I
thank
got
you,
all those
Tara.
notes. I'm
Okay,
going to pass it along to the wifey.